Last Friday, I opened a Zoom room for something I had spent all week preparing for. Then the start time came. Nobody showed up. I didn't handle the disappointment well. I stayed up late afterwards watching TV to avoid thinking about it, to avoid thinking about the disappointment, and I made that next day harder as a result. But that empty room revealed something more important than the result. It showed me where I needed to grow. And if you know you have been drifting but do not know where to start growing, your last hard moment may have already given you the clue. What's going on, pursuers? Welcome to The Pursuit of Calling, the podcast that provides you with the strategies and tools needed to successfully discover and pursue your calling. Whether it's through inspiring stories, thought-provoking interviews, or quick, insightful episodes on personal growth and development, we've got you covered. I'm your host, Thomas Carney. Enjoy the episode. Welcome back to the podcast that helps Christian men grow into the men God created them to be. Maybe you know you need to grow, but that thought is so broad that it almost is useless. Should you focus on your faith, your health, your discipline, your work, your relationships, your confidence? When everything could improve, it is easy to work on improving nothing. It's overwhelming. So today I want to walk you through 3 questions that will help you compare the places where you feel stuck and choose one honest place to begin. I call it the tension test. That workshop that I was preparing for is not the only difficult part of my week. My sleep was off. My physical chronic pain was high and made everything feel so much heavier. And when the result disappointed me, I let that disappointment begin making my next decisions. Maybe your version of drifting looks different. Maybe you've mentally checked out at your job. Maybe you know your health needs attention, but you keep repeating habits that leave you tired. Maybe your relationship with God has become passive. Or maybe you keep postponing something you believe He has placed on your heart. From the outside, your life may look fine, but you know you are reacting to the day instead of moving with intention. You're just going with the flow. If one word describes your drift right now, put it in the comments. Maybe it is distracted. Maybe it's tired, stuck, or avoiding. You don't need to explain it, just name it. That week reminded me that drifting is not always about laziness. Sometimes we drift because we do not know how to respond to the tension between where we are and the man God is calling us to become. Instead of learning from that tension, we reach for something that makes it quieter. That danger was not one night of watching TV. The danger was allowing temporary relief to choose my direction. Repeated often enough, a response like that becomes a pattern. And a pattern quickly shapes the man that you are becoming. For me, the deeper problem was not simply that something I tried did not work. It was how I responded when faithful effort did not produce the result I hoped for. Can I learn without hiding? Can I rest without escaping? Can I take the next faithful step when I do not have external proof that what I'm doing is working? That's bigger than one disappointing week. It's about the kind of man I want to become, the man I'm becoming. That's a character gap. And if I want to pursue my calling with excellence, my character must be able to carry the calling I am asking God to entrust to me. I'm going to repeat that again. And if I want to pursue my calling with excellence, my character, who I am, must be able to carry the calling I am asking God to entrust to me. In Psalm 139, it ends with a prayer asking God to search our hearts, reveal what is harmful in us, and lead us in the right way. That is the posture of this exercise. That is not about tearing yourself down. It is about becoming honest enough to see where growth is needed in your life. Think of 2 or 3 places where you feel tension right now. It's okay if you just have one, but if you can think of 2 or 3, that'd be great. Then translate each desired outcome into a quality you may need to develop. I want a different job is an outcome. The growth gap may be courage, discipline, confidence, or maybe a new skill. I want to feel closer to God is an outcome. The gap may be consistency, surrender, or making time to seek Him more. Write down 2 or 3 possible growth gaps. You will run the complete tension test on the first gap, give it 3 scores, and then you're going to total them. Then you will repeat the same 3 questions for the other gaps and compare their totals. Okay, you ready? We're being super practical this episode. The 3 questions are cost, calling, and control. So here's the tension test. Question number 1, cost. What is staying the same costing me? Ask what this pattern is taking from your health, your peace, your time, your relationships, trust, or your momentum in your growth. Then look further ahead. Who will you become if nothing changes for another year? Give the gap a score between 1 and 3. A mild frustration would score probably a 1. A repeated pattern affecting several parts of your life, that might score a 3. All right, question number 2. Calling. Would growth here help me become the man God is calling me to be? Your calling is bigger than a job title. It is expressed in how you follow Christ, serve others, steward your gifts, and carry today's responsibilities. So you can ask, would growth here make me more faithful, disciplined, courageous, loving, or useful to the people God has placed around me? If the connection is weak, score it a 1. If growth here would meaningfully change how you live and serve, score it a 3. All right. Question number 3. Control. Is there something here I can practice now? You cannot make another person change. You cannot force someone to recognize your potential or make the right opportunity appear. But you can apologize. You can initiate the conversation. You can put your phone down. You can spend time in scripture, learn the skill, ask for help, or take the step you have been avoiding taking. If progress depends almost entirely on someone else's response, score it a 1. If meaningful practice is available to you right now, then you can score it a 3. Now total these 3 scores for that gap. Then repeat cost, calling, and control for your other possible growth gaps. When you have tested each gap, compare the totals. The highest score is where you can begin. If 2 areas are tied, choose the one with the higher control score. Start where faithful practice is available now. Then complete this sentence. My starting point in growing is blank, because staying the same is costing me blank. And growth here would help me become a man who blank. That is your starting point. You do not have to repair every part of your life this week. You do not need a complete map of your calling. You need one honest place to begin becoming the man who can pursue it well. If you are willing to name it, put one word in the comments for the quality you need to grow. Maybe it's discipline, courage, focus, consistency, or faithfulness. One word is enough. Knowing where to grow is a great start. But without deciding what that growth will look like, You can finish this episode with awareness and still drift into the same patterns tomorrow. That is why I created the free live Grow on Purpose workshop. By the end of the workshop, you will have a clear, written 90-day goal focused on the man you believe God is calling you to become, and one specific action to take within the next 48 hours. You will leave knowing what to focus on and what growth will look like over the next 90 days without trying to change every part of your life at once. I will guide you through the process live using the Grow on Purpose workbook. You can keep your answers private, and you will not be put on the spot to share if you do not want to. If you're ready to stop drifting and give the next 90 days a clear direction, use the link in the episode description to register for the free Grow on Purpose workshop. Your last hard moment may have done more than wear you down. It may have revealed where your growth needs to begin. Name 2 or 3 possible gaps. Test each one for cost, calling, and control. Then choose one honest place to start. If this episode helped you find that place, follow or subscribe to the Pursuit of Calling podcast so we can keep growing together. Share this episode with one Christian man who knows he's drifting but may not know where to begin, and leave your one-word growth area in the comments. Your word might help another man realize he is not the only one working through it. Let's serve each other. Until next time, keep pursuing the man God created you to be.